August 6th.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Oh, good. Welcome to the Wednesday, August 6th, 2025 meeting of the Ann Arbor Public Art Commission. I am going to call order here and the beginning of our meeting. Chris, did you want to roll?
Yep, I can do that.
Erin's here. Oh, hi, Erin.
Yeah, hi.
Awesome.
Commissioner Bufford.
Present, Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Thank you. Councilmember Harrison. Looks like she's absent today. Vice Chair Fuller.
Present in Sea Ranch, California.
Commissioner Kotarski.
Here in Ann Arbor.
Thank you. Commissioner Neal.
Present in Ann Arbor.
Thank you. Commissioner Porter will be absent today. Chair Thiefels.
Present in Detroit.
And Commissioner Weir-Leonard.
Present in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Great, thank you. That is a quorum.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks. I'm just jumping on here, kind of hot, coming in hot here. So I would like to garner a approval of the agenda that Erin sent out to everybody from our June 4th meeting. Do I have a motion?
The agenda or the minutes? The agenda
Well,
first.
I was going to do the agenda first.
So I move the agenda be accepted
Okay,
as
thanks.
presented.
I'll second.
All right. We have the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting. Excellent. Moving on to the approval of the minutes from the from our June meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
John, Sarah seconding. Thank you all.
Are we going to vote, Mary?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, awesome. All right, so moved. Are there any, do we have any public comment? Anybody waiting? Anybody joining us tonight?
It doesn't appear so.
Okay. We're gonna move. So just a heads up, you guys. I've had a couple of commissioners reach out that they have a hard stop at 8, including myself. So I'm just putting that out there that we want to try and stay within that time frame. I know we have a lot of juicy things to discuss, but just keep that in mind when you're commenting or adding in. Let's keep things to the point. So we have old business here.
Mary, you're muted now.
Thanks. So I'm not sure what the action item for following up on the comprehensive plan was, but that is here listed in our old business. We had a presentation from a member from the city that we talked about how the land use plan could potentially encourage more public art. Has anybody given more thought to that and wanting to add to that?
Can you all see I'm sharing the agenda. Can you all see my screen? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I had in my notes from the last meeting. So we talked about, as Chair Thieples mentioned, so what are some other kind of tools or mechanisms that the Art Commission could implement to encourage more art in the city. We talked about, the one mechanism we have is the CIP process, and we brought up the idea of perhaps an ordinance as another regulatory mechanism for that. So we talked about potentially looking at what other cities might be doing around this, or maybe what's been done in the past here at the city. I didn't know if an action item, if we wanted to assign that to a committee, or if you all had kind of further ideas or discussion that you wanted to put on the table. That's what I had in my notes in case that's helpful.
Aaron, does the city want something from the Art Commission? Does they want either ideas, recommendations? What is expected from the Art Commission, if anything?
Good question. And yeah, Chris, you can jump in as well. I think, well, I'll speak, I guess, a little bit to the CIP process. We've been having some internal discussion within public services. I think the kind of the recommendation piece, like which pieces are selected for recommendation, like that has kind of is more or less transparent, and we're kind of having some internal discussions about then once a piece has been recommended for art, how does that get implemented? And I think there's a lot of, and each department does it differently. So I know like the DDA does it differently, Parks might do it differently. So I don't know that there's a specific ask from the city, but I think that we would certainly be open to recommendations.
Well, this is the comprehensive plan, land use plan. And I mean, I'm hearing about it in media. And so it's going to change zoning. There's going to be more a denser city, lower speed limits, fewer cars, that sort of thing is, more development, Jefferson markets and neighborhoods and things like that. So I'm assuming, and it's controversial in some areas of the town, I assume that the city is asking all of its commissions for their feedback on this particular plan. Is that why this is on our agenda? And I don't know whether we had, I think we made some comments at the meeting of this presentation in terms of the CPI process that I, for one, was rather, I didn't understand it that completely, how the impact our body would make on that process. But I think others on the commission had a better idea about it. And that gave me relief that, well, maybe it's working and just fine. And so it's on our agenda to follow up with that discussion. I don't know that there's anything we need to do to follow up other than our big issue regarding land use is how the Art Commission can encourage more public art through municipal construction projects, the CPI. So that's kind of I would assume that the discussion is over, but is there something that you do want more from us to report? Like this is what, or Christopher, that this is what the Art Commission feedback on the land use plan is. Is there questions about?
Yeah, if the decision is no further action or no further comment, I'm totally fine with that. I was just following up on some notes that it seemed like some folks might have been interested in exploring what other people do around how other cities encourage more public art, maybe in a different avenue than the CIP process. But if we feel like the discussion is closed, I'm fine with moving on. It seemed like it was a loose end, so I put it on the agenda.
This is coming back to me, and I think that was an interesting discussion because the presentation brought to light the idea of placemaking. Um, in particular, that word when it comes to development. And I think we were inquiring as to how we would see this comprehensive land use plan show up, maybe in CIP projects, maybe in other ways. So I think what we wanted to see was the ways that all of these different projects, once moved through this plan, show up in a way that we can interact with them, whether that be CIP and like in your notes, if we see that in another way, like with a city ordinance that we put together for public art. I think that's where that discussion was leading.
Right, and we had lost our seat on the design review board kind of while the comprehensive plan was being dropped. And I think that was something that we had talked about a couple months ago, is what would be a replacement for that, or how can we still influence or advise? And, so I have here Michelle Bennett, who is the senior planner with the city. She provided more information for us. And, now that we're leaning into starting this mini grant program, to me, it feels like that's going to be a really nice tie-in to the comprehensive land use plan. And maybe there will be a natural fit depending on how that rolls out, and could be absorbed by the same committee that oversees the new grant potentially.
And Mary, you bring up a good point. I think there could be a way in which I know that the planning department wants to do what the design review board was doing. They just want to do it in-house. And so that we could offer our expertise in regards to placemaking to the city planner, that and maybe the city planner could figure out a way to formalize that process, so that when they get plans in, that maybe somebody on the art commission sort of meets with the planning staff and gives some ideas, the same way that we were able to on the design review board. So just transferring our expertise rather than it just falling off, that it actually is used not at the design review board, but with the planning staff. So I can see that as being a real useful way in which we could engage builders, engage planning staff, and promote placemaking. And Christopher, if you want to sort of, or Aaron or whoever, I see that as a way of recommending something positive.
I don't have anything to add about the land use plan. I think we've kind of come full circle on that. It sounded like, Aaron, you might have a question about after a CIP project comes to fruition, how it comes from recommendation to fruition, and the idea that each department does it a little bit differently. We have not micromanaged how each department does it or how they accomplish that enhancement, but we did make recommendations about 5 or 6 years ago about what the process should look like, different things that we think it should include. For example, it should include the public as part of the selection process, so that they are engaged with the process, and that if the public is involved in a form where they're voting on it, that is the final decision, or it's very clear that they're going to limit it to 2 and then someone else is going to decide, because there were some issues with that in the past. But there's a document somewhere, I think it's on our website, that kind of advises how the process should be handled, whether it's handled through the art center, whether it's handled by city staff, whether city staff looks to us to help with it. That's up to the department, but it does give some recommendations on what that process might look like.
Great, thank you.
For what it's worth, staff are currently in the works to kind of finalize that procedure, and so that it's uniform across all departments. so we can so that we can facilitate public art integration into some of our capital improvement projects. But at this time, it's still a working draft. So my hope is that once it's finalized and we have something that's more concrete, we can then bring that forth to the art commission so that you guys can provide some feedback at a later time. But that decision will be made later down the road.
Yeah, I think we'd like to look at that sooner rather than later so we can actually help
Yeah, of course.
that process. It's great.
Mary, you're muted.
Any further discussion on the comprehensive land use plan? Moving into new business, I just first off wanted to welcome Chris. You met a few of us at the agenda planning meeting, but I think Allison and Peggy are new faces to you. If either of you want to introduce yourself to Chris, just a little background, that would be nice.
Unmute. Hi, I'm Peggy Leonard. I'm a retired art teacher. I've been on the commission for maybe about 8 years. I lose track of that now. But yeah, and live here in the community and I'm active in the art community. But anyway, welcome.
Hi, I'm Allison Neal. I have been on the commission for about 9 years now. And have been chair and vice chair, and I'm happy to just be a commissioner now.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll quickly introduce myself to those that haven't met me. My name is Christopher Cespedes. Um, I've I have some experience working in government. I first started my career working for Miami-Dade County, where I dealt with a lot of contracts and a lot of grant management, specifically going after some of those federal grants for some of our park programs. Now I'm working with the city of Ann Arbor. Previously, I was working with the engineering department as a staff liaison to the Transportation Commission. So I have some experience acting as a staff liaison, and now I am the management assistant to the public service area administrator. So I'll be taking over Venita's old responsibilities. And I'm very excited to join this commission and looking forward to integrating art into our city.
Right.
Yay, wonderful, Chris. We're so happy you're here. Chris was integral with helping Treetown Murals pull all the row permits to make the Huron Bridge happen. He was very patient and it was very helpful. So I have an update for the new members. We met as a committee looking at some of the applications that we had. We had 7 applicants to fill 2 seats on the Public Art Commission. And 3 applicants rose to the top. And I reached out to 2 of them, Jenna Carter and John Jordan. And I had a phone call with each of them, and both are very interested in moving into the next step, which would be city council or mayoral appointment. I think it has to go to a city council meeting next. Maybe somebody could just outline what the next steps for them are so that I could reiterate that in an email to them, or maybe I stop communication at this point. I'm not sure. What is the protocol for onboarding these new 2 commissioners?
Yeah, so I can speak on that. Right now, the process is for us to take a step back and kind of wait for the mayor to nominate them. Once city council has officially voted them in. The next steps is for them to go ahead and sign some documentation explaining potential conflict of interest, how that might look like, and some of our administrative procedures with the city clerk's office. Once the city clerk gives us the thumbs up, I can go ahead and communicate and kind of make that initial point of contact, and I will also go ahead and provide a little bit of background on the commission, as well as the meeting invite and some of the logistical stuff. But at this time, we're just pending city council approval, and once they are sworn in, we should be good to go. So my hope is that they'll probably, depending on when the mayor makes its nominations, they'll likely be joining this commission in either September or at the latest October.
That's great. So what is the max number of commissioners that we can have? Is
That is
there a max?
dependent on your bylaws. So typically, commissions write that in their bylaws. Forgive me, I'm still kind of catching up, so I'll rely on Aaron to see if that language is clear anywhere.
Yeah, I believe it's 9, but I can double check that really quick.
And if anybody else on the commission is interested in reviewing the applications of these 2 candidates, I'd be happy to share that out. Or all the applicants for that matter. I can share that out. I guess while Aaron's looking that up, are we okay to move to report from committees, or should we wait?
I think we could move forward.
Okay. The capital improvement project work group, any updates? That would be our CIP cohort.
We won't have any updates until there's a new list, which won't happen until next year. We've already
Okay.
done the recommendations. They got they got approved, and so we're kind of like done for now.
Okay, thank you, Allison. Communications and outreach, that's Jamal, myself, Marianetta, and Sarah. Non-voting Sophie. Any updates from communications and outreach? I don't think we have any, do we? We didn't meet. Okay. Fundraising.
I was gonna say, Mary, that there was this new RFQ that just went out, and I was gonna post that on our Instagram to kind of help get the word out. So the affordable housing development that's going up on 4th and Catherine with Ann Arbor Housing Commission and Avalon. I'm on the committee that's kind of overseeing kind of what the community space inside the buildings look like. And part of that is doing an RFQ for artists to put murals inside and kind of outside of the building. So I'm sure y'all might have seen something about it, but I'll email this group just so you have it, a link to the RFQ, and then I'll post something on our Instagram about it as well.
Thank you, Jamal. That's great. Yeah, the Dunbar RFP is out, and that's very exciting.
Yep.
We have our fundraising group, and that I think encompasses the document that I sent out to commissioners earlier this morning. Just a draft proposal that Sarah and Allison and I have been working on for the mini grant. If you get a chance to review that document, it's more of a brainstorm, some research we've done, also some questions that we have, some more general questions that could be answered by city staff, hopefully. So right now, the mini grant is umbrellaed under the fundraising group, but I am going to propose in future meetings that we create and designate an entire group just to the mini grant. And that is something that I talked with both of the new commissioners about as a potential way that they could really sink their teeth into the Public Art Commission. Both seemed interested. So this could be a new way to engage our new commissioners, but also something that we'll just have a dedicated group to really dive into that. I think it could be supported by people in the fundraising group like myself, Allison, and Sarah, who are in that group right now. But we were a little eager to maybe roll something out in 2025, but it's looking like 2026 makes a lot more sense. There's probably going to be just information that we need from the city in order to really flesh this out and make it real. So Chris and Aaron, I kind of lean on you to maybe help us think through what the next steps for this could be. It's something we want to unleash annually. 2026 would be kind of like a pilot program, working out the kinks, working with city legal, working with the community to get the word out, seeing what the interest is. But we have $22,000 that we can draw from, and it will gain by $5,000 every year. So this is an exciting opportunity for the Public Art Commission to really just lean into finally doing our own granting cycle to bring more synergy to our commission, to the city. This is the first time the city of Ann Arbor would ever have a mini granting program. I think it'll really draw attention to not only our commission, but to the city as a whole, putting public art and placemaking at the forefront of community engagement. So I see this as being a win for everyone, and am excited to really work on this to see it come to fruition. So I submitted a document that is a draft at this point, and I think a meeting before our next city council meeting would be really helpful with the city staff liaison so that we could maybe hammer out some of the questions we have and figure out how do we move forward with this.
Mary, I had a quick question. When you met with the Ann Arbor community, you know what I'm talking about? The endowment.
Yeah, we did. We met with the Ann Arbor Community Foundation
Did you ask?
financier. Yes.
Did you ask them about the potential of communicating about this opportunity to their grantees, or?
No.
Okay. I'm just thinking about ways we're going to be able to promote it, given we can't necessarily spend money on promoting it. What networks are already doing grants that have people that would be interested? So since the money's there, they might be willing to help.
We have Creative Washington, MLive. I mean, we can put it on Cafe. I mean, we can promote it on every single channel that.
Yeah, I mean, Cafe, in my experience, you have to have a membership to pay to do a call for there.
And I have a membership.
Oh, great.
I mean, I have a personal membership, but I don't know if that is something I can use through the city, but.
You have to put out calls or to apply for calls?
Both.
Oh, cool.
And if it's a grant, I can also reach out to STAMP, which is the University of Michigan's art program, and we can request that they reach out to their staff and alumni body in case this grant can be an opportunity for upcoming artists. So that's also a channel that we can explore. We've also begun laying the groundwork. I've requested from the director of the STEM program to expand. We increased the deadline for the submissions for the Golden Paintbrush Award. It's set to end, and we extended it all the way to the first week of October. So I believe that's October 1st. And so they also reached out to their alumni and their current alumni body to see if anyone would be interested. So yeah.
Great.
Yes, stamps is
And I
a great
think in the
resource.
conversation, sorry, the conversation we had about the funds from the community foundation funds for marketing or promotion.
Yeah, I included that in this. It says can be used to purchase, install, maintain, and preserve is the language right now. And adding the word promote would need a variance, but that is the only way we've ever used this money, because we used money from this grant to promote the
Golden
what
paintbrush.
is that? Thank you, the golden
Golden-
paintbrush. I mean, I feel like it's kind of wrapped in there. Like how would you be able to put out anything without being able to promote it? Like
Right.
how is that not just implied that you would promote your opportunities? So I'm not sure if we need to go through a language variance to work with this money to do what we want to do, but I will lean on city staff to help us define that. I mean, if we're using it to purchase, install, maintain, and preserve.
I think it does change our role a little bit though, because we've always been more of an advisory board. So now we're moving forward and actually taking more of a lead in obtaining art and putting art in the city.
Right.
So I think
you think
change of the language.
Change the language. Okay.
Would we be spending money like on advertising? Would we be paying the Observer or something like that? That's what you see? We could use some of this money to professionally promote it. I mean, hire somebody to promote it.
Yes, I would think that would be great.
Or have the city have its own cafe account, or I mean
Right.
something right along those lines. It's facilitating that process.
Yeah.
And that's something that would continue every time, right? Because this is supposed to be annual. So how do we get this out there every single year? We know that there are these platforms and they're paid platforms. So are there ways that we can fund an annual membership that is in service to this grant, right? This annual grant. So how can we tie those two things together? And I think there's a strong case for that being part of the purchase of art, even if it doesn't necessarily say promotion.
I really like what Christopher has done, taken the initiative to connect with the University of Michigan penny stamps. I think that's huge, Christopher. Thank you so much. I think there's a great body, and they have their own network too. So just that effort, I think, can really get the word out to a creative community. But I think cafe is important as well. I don't, I trust the judgment. You guys are, you're into it. I'm just sitting on the sidelines and listening to it. But I think that the conduit to penny stamps to me is big. Cafe is big. Buying an ad in the Observer, I don't know, but
Well, they are expensive.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Well, it's interesting to note that 2 years ago when we did the golden paintbrush, I think we bought an ad in the Observer, didn't we, Sarah? Do you remember that? This year we decided not to do that. We were kind of advised by our city, somebody within the city, that we could use social media and we didn't need to do the Observer, but yet we don't have as many entries. So I don't know if it was the way we advertised or just that maybe people aren't as engaged as they were, but I don't know. How you get the word out is always an interesting decision,
I mean, it can be even us promoting it. I need to promote it. Definitely, all of us using our social media to promote it. Well, we were really wanting to keep the eligibility of this mini grant, very flexible to include youth and emerging artists. And so I do think the Stamps Connect will be enormous, especially the Ann Arbor Public Schools, always looking for grant money to do projects with youth, and youth wanting to be leaders to run projects. So I am immensely excited about involving a more emerging artist population in this mini grant, that the eligibility really is flexible to include a lot of demographics.
Well, to circle back to your question whether promoting should be included with the Ann Arbor Foundation, I would say the more options we have, the better. The more flexible we have, no matter what we spend it for, as long as we have it available too. So myself, I would suggest that we move forward with whatever we need to do to authorize the foundation so that we wouldn't be hamstrung by using these funds in case we wanted to buy an ad in the Observer.
So I think definitely if we could get there, it would have to go to the foundation's board to change the language. And so if we wanted to do that, we could. I don't think we should delay going forward with our grant process to do that. I think that should be something we're doing on the back end, because it makes it easier for us to use the funds for what we want to do. But I think we've got, like Mary said, and Chris, we've got lots of good avenues for promoting it. Ideally, we'll use some of the funds, but if we can't the first time around while we're changing that language, I think we can push forward.
Sounds good.
Great. Well, Chris, maybe I could catch a meeting with you and Sarah and Allison. We could just tackle some of the partnership with the city on this and what we might need to be looking at, if you're willing, in the next 2-3 weeks. That would be excellent. And then
I can schedule something.
Great, thank you. Chris, do you prefer Christopher or Chris?
Chris is if everything is good, Christopher. If you guys are upset at me, we can save that for that.
Okay.
Or your middle name too, Christopher.
Yeah.
Chris, moving forward. Well, we heard from nominations. That was our report on the new members. Any updates from special projects? I guess that would include the golden paintbrush, and the extension there is great, October. So what can we do as a commission to really get the word out now that we have this extension? And I will make a point to use my own social media to do that.
Me too. If you give me the media, give me the stuff, I'll post it.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah, me as well.
Chris, what do you have that you could send to them? Or
Yeah, I can. When we
Robert
say
was the one-
social media,
Robert
what
was
are
the one that
we?
put it together. Robert, remember?
Okay. Yeah, no, we can. I can work with Robert to see what the city can create. Off the top of my head, maybe we can create some form of a standardized post that everyone can upload. Something easy that gives general information such as what the golden paintbrush is, where they can apply for it, and the deadline. But yeah, I can. I'll definitely make a note to touch point with Robert. He's our communication specialist. So we
Chris,
can.
ideally,
Yes.
Robert has posted it to Facebook, and you're sending us
Okay.
the link of it being already posted, and then
Yeah.
we're sharing that post.
Okay.
Because I don't want us just doing the outreach. I want the city posting it and us sharing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Sophie and I worked with him, and he has it, and he has sent it out. So we just need to get it and then send it to the members on the commission.
Yeah, so maybe it's already living out there already, and
Right.
we just need that link to reshare it.
But I haven't seen it either. And then the other thing on special projects that I talked about last time we met, and I did meet with, I believe it's Jackie Beaudry, the election, what is her title? Election clerk, thank you. About some of our projects, using those as stickers for the I voted. And she said they were already working on, for the next election, using the city flag design as a sticker. So although there may not be a November election, I heard that from her, so they're still waiting on that. But that is something that they're interested in doing. They're going to use the flag design, and then if we have images or things from our projects, like I was thinking special, the golden paintbrush, she said they would be more than willing to and interested in using those on I voted stickers moving forward. So
That just brought to mind, and this is like totally off subject, but it made me think of the manhole covers because those would be great on stickers.
Yes.
But the third design is already being implemented. And so I wondered if they were going to do it again, if they were going to reuse the 3 designs to print more manhole covers, if there was a plan for that, if we could get some sort of update on that project, that would be awesome.
you want Chris to look that up, or you want it to be part of our special projects group? What's your question?
I guess I was looking to Chris or Aaron to follow up with
City, yeah.
City on that.
I would be in favor of another contest, get some new designs out there. I think they were ordering 100 every 2 years, manhole covers. And and the foundry was willing to change the design free of charge. Didn't cost the city a cent. So all it would cost is the competition. And I don't know if we could do that in-house within the art commission, or I think before we paid the city paid the art center, I don't know, $2,000 or $3,000 to handle that, which would be fine with me. But I think it's good. And you know, we've got all these manhole covers, and maybe the next time we can track them and we can literally put them kind of on a map. We've got, you know, a bunch of somebody's art all over the city, and we haven't really followed through and knowing where they're at. But it's a great program, and I'd love to see more art, more competition, more attention to it. Good idea, Peggy. Or Allison, I'm sorry.
Allison, yeah.
It was.
Any other comments from committees? I hope that folks will take some time to meet with their committees over the next month. It's the one way we really move things forward, so that our actual meetings together are very juicy, like tonight.
And condense quick.
Erin, do you have any reports? Any report from staff, city staff here?
I think our big update was that Chris will be your new staff liaison. Yeah, and then I also wanted to mention that the Murals at Bridge resolution was passed by City Council back in July 21st, I believe.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I know you and Chris maybe met with some folks about that project recently. Hopefully that went well, but those are my two staffing updates. I don't know, Chris, feel free to add if you have any updates as well.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much covers it. Like Erin said, Mary and I did meet with Warco to discuss some of the project logistics and what our vision is for the mural. So we're still waiting to hear back from them at this time, but it looks like the ball is rolling. So hopefully, everything is aligned, and we'll have a timeline for this project in the upcoming months, give or take.
Yes, I have been given the green light from Rail Pros and Watco. They allowed us to submit an official application for site access. So it was going to have a price tag of $2,600, which I hemmed and hawed about, and they waived. So that's exciting. Have you ever heard of an application being that expensive?
No.
Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, don't get me started. So this is ongoing. The design will be probably ready to share with the commission at the next meeting.
Cool.
Wonderful. Anything that we missed? Any exciting art events coming up? Any just cool things that folks want to share with other commissioners or the world, since the world is watching? So many fans watching us right now.
I know we've said it before, but I want to say again, thank you so much, Erin, for everything that you've done over these past months, and a big welcome to Chris. We're looking forward to working with you, and we had a great time working with you, Erin. Thank you so much for your hard work and expertise. It's much
Oh,
appreciated.
thank you.
I second that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Okay.
Jamal, where are you DJing tonight?
MASH and Ipsy, MASH Ypsilanti.
Okay,
Cool.
good to know.
Okay, sounds like we did it. 7:53, gang.
Yeah. Do I have a motion to adjourn
So moved.
tonight's amazing meeting?
Second,
John moved. John is moved.
second.
All right.
All those in favor, aye.
I
Bye.
have a great evening, everyone. I look forward to seeing you. Our next meeting, can someone just drop that date real quick so it's in our brains?
That should be September 3rd.
Okay,
Okay.
September 3rd. All right, sounds good. See you all sooner or